Today, I'm taking a flight on Canada's biggest ultra-low-cost carrier. Earlier this year, Lynx and Swoop were two other Canadian ultra-low-cost ceased operations, and this left Flair to be the primary airline for the ultra-low-cost tickets. The plan today is to take their 737 MAX 8 from Vancouver on the hour-and-a-half flight up to Edmonton. How comfortable will the cabin be? What will we get for onboard services? How will they be priced? And did I really pay 27 cents for my ticket? What's going on, guys? Casey Fry here. Today we're going to see how well Canada does ultra-low-cost flying with Flair. Let's go check in. Checking in online is standard. Once I selected who's traveling and agreed I didn't have anything dangerous, I confirmed my identity, matched my travel documents, and my seat. All I needed was the personal item included, so no paid carry-on back today. Or, so I thought. Well, with that done, let's head to the counter to get my boarding pass and see what happens with my carry-on.
I think because you're gonna pay.
Okay. Okay. Paying for the backpack, but that should be no problem. They should be fine, but the backpack I have to pay for, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
That one is fine.
7245 CAD. Okay. And next, okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's all I got. All good. Awesome. Okay. What do you want me?
Yep, thank you.
Cool, thank you. Alright, so long story short, I am airside after all that. Debrief, I did end up getting my paper boarding pass after all. That's the one thing that Flair does not offer in the online check-in. You have to do actual human interactions and get a paper boarding pass. So what happened there is I had to basically pay 72 CAD, about 52 USD, to check my backpack as a carry-on as it was way too big. I think they charged it, they said based on size and weight, but like mostly weight. So I got a bunch of clothes in there. Pretty thick down here. Yeah. So it's heavy, which I guess is fair for me. Well, unfair for me, fair for them. They're just getting money out of me. So that now brings the final airfare up to like 94 USD. So yeah, the question was in the beginning that I actually did pay 27 cents for the airfare. No, I didn't. With my seat, with all the extra taxes and fees, and with that whole carry-on thing, and also a YVR improvement fee, which I don't get because this place looks absolutely beautiful. But anyway, we board in about 25 minutes from now, and I was here at Aircraft Park. Okay, they charged me $50 to bring my backpack on board with me. All love. Well, let's see what they got for us on board. How are you doing?
Good.
There you are.
Is it really?
Raleigh, yeah. Raleigh, like the city.
Really.
Oh yeah?
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
See ya. The MAX we'll be on this morning was Charlie Foxtrot Lima Bravo Golf, delivered to Lot Polish in 2019, registered as Sierra Papa Lima Vector Golf, then Bonza, rest in peace, as Vector Hotel Uniform Delta Vector, and then finally to Flair in June of 2023.
Service off to Edmonton. To get you folks into Edmonton as soon as possible, we do kindly ask you folks to please make your way immediately to the side seat that is posted on your boarding pass. There's absolutely no changing of seats at this time.
I made the quick walk back to seat 4A, which will be our home for the next 2 hours. 4A has a width of 17 and a pitch of 30. This was a $14.58 add-on to that cheeky 27 cents base fare. Alright, here we are on board the Flair 737 MAX 8. A couple things right off the bat is we got in-seat power. Exhibit A, we have a USB up here and a universal power outlet all the way down here. But they are not working. But if I look up in the more premium seats, they do seem to work. You got the light up there with them indicating that they are in fact working. But the cabin crew did indicate that we do have in-seat power, quote unquote. We have in-seat power that you can use, which probably means that they'll start to work as we progress and get in the air and start moving. But I'll believe that when I see it. Speaking of that, we also have an in-flight entertainment Wi-Fi browser that is available, but that's not available on this flight either, just simply because it is not working. So they just said to download content to your own device, which I would just do regardless, because that kind of stuff isn't very reliable. But one last thing, which is really cool, check that out. It's a formal lot plane. You got the formal lot tag on the seats and that big lot logo, lot Polish logo on the side once you get in. The USBs we have probably have something to do with that, because when I did a little bit of research, Flair does not have USBs. They are not supposed to. They are not known to, but it's just this plane, this formal lot plane, that does. And I don't know if the entertainment thing has to do with the lot thing either. But yeah, this is a formal lot Polish plane with formal lot Polish seats and formal lot Polish in-seat power. But yeah, again with that, we'll see how well that works once we get airborne. So we'll push back out of here in the next few minutes and make our way over to the runway and make our way over to Edmonton.
We're departing for Edmonton. We just closed the doors. We're going to push back early. Total flying time is 1 hour and 8 minutes. Expecting smooth conditions. Nice morning in Edmonton. Currently the temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. We'll update you the weather and arrival time as we get closer. We hope you enjoy.
Alright, off we go out of Vancouver and on our way to Edmonton. So far nothing has changed from when we were on the ground. Still no NT power, those still aren't working, and still no Wi-Fi. But what we do have is a menu of all the food and beverage options. As the airlines, ultra low cost, no frills, model suggests everything is brown board, but we're still going to see what they got. Alright, open up our tray table and see what we got on our menu for today. On Flair, you got a cheese pizza and a drink there as the cover photo. If we open it up here, we got the nibbles as our photo with. So you got like a Kit Kat, some candy, chips, noodles even. Pause to look at that. Yeah, they're all priced. All of them are priced. Drinks, sodas, juices, tea, water, priced. Just ad or photo for what they got. And then the hotter meals, yeah, the cheese pizza, $11.99 CAD. Grilled cheese, grilled veggie, pizzone, chocolate chip cookie, all priced. Hops and Vines, got the alcoholic stuff down here. So yeah, as the no frills suggests, all of these are priced. They aren't terribly priced. I mean, yeah, As far as the drinks go, $3.89 CAD, which comes out to like $2 USD, which is something. It's not much, but it's also not free. But yeah, here we are. Very, very standard menu we have here on Flair. Pizza does look good, tempting, but I'm not going to spend money on that after they broke my bank account with getting my backpack on. Got the back of it here, and yeah. Got the combos. We can get the drink and cheese pizza, drink and veggie pesto, drink and cookie, drink and sandwich. Yeah, all of these kind of combos here, even the soft drink and liquor right there. But yeah, back here, got some vegan options. You can even order some earbuds if you need. Water, you can even scan that if you want to learn more about the disrupting human trafficking one bottle at a time. They only accept contactless or either Visa card or anything like that.
We do have approximately 42 minutes until we land in Edmonton.
Alright, the Canadian Rocky scenery is starting to fade away behind us, and the Canadian Great Plains scenery is starting to appear. And I can also feel the vertical speed decrease as we get closer and start our descent down into Edmonton. It's been a quick flight, a little weird, since they kind of gave us the odd one out, plane-wise, a X-Lot Polish 737 MAX that really hasn't changed. Well, it went to Bonza in Australia first, and then here. So, kind of all over the place. But yeah, it has the in-seat power, but just not usable. It is usable in the more premium seats that you can pay a little extra money for. Well, what's funny is that I was actually booked in 3A, which is the row above me, and their in-seat power is working. So I was booked in that originally, but I wanted to move back just so I would be closer to the engine and just get a better engine view. But yeah, and the Wi-Fi, kind of a shame it didn't work, but I can just do some quick research on that and give you a rundown on that and the rally rating. Speaking of rally rating, on our descent down into Edmonton, we're going to get into that. I use a scale to rate and review my flights at the end of every one of my airline reviews with 6 different categories. So as we descend and land, let's get into that. The service was a 10 out of 10. Everyone was very warm. They decided to leave the card out in case we wanted to order any food or drinks later after the primary service, despite the flight duration. They did a great job at getting us out a few minutes early. In proper mediocre airline reviewer fashion, I got told off for filming at one point when they got the card out, but they were friendly about it and handled it fine, something Air France cabin crew could never do. The cleanliness was a 10 out of 10. It was a beautiful 5-year-old 737 MAX cabin with the iconic sky interior. The Wi-Fi was a 0 out of 10. The entertainment browser was inoperative on this specific flight, so therefore it could not be reliable. The food was a 6 out of 10. There was a good variety of options on the menu. The basic options were priced, but we're only paying for what we need. So if we don't need a full service with a free Coke or cookie, then we simply do not have to pay for one. The cabin crew also mentioned that there was a shortage in items, so if this is normally the case, then don't depend on a specific hot meal if you have your heart set on it. The good news is if it's only a nibble or a soft drink you want to buy, then there should be no issue. The entertainment was a 5 out of 10. So apparently, Flair has a whole app dedicated to in-flight entertainment. All the app required was Wi-Fi connectivity, which unfortunately was unavailable on this specific flight. When you're in, you can somehow upgrade your seat in flight, get access to free TV and movies. I wish I could show the specific selection, but since I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi, I didn't have access. A couple of mini games, flight information, and even some sneaky travel hacks. Something that was cool was the ability to create a profile for you as a user for a specific flight. Lastly, there were a couple of digital coloring book pages to color in for the kids. But when that isn't available, and it's not reliable, then you can have whatever you can get downloaded pre-flight. But if you are lucky enough to get working in-seat power from one of the 737s that are equipped, then you have an easy way to keep your in-flight entertainment alive. It'll be very likely though that this would not be the case, so I would suggest bringing a power bank or charging it up pre-flight. Taking our eyes off the screens for a little, the views out the window of the Canadian Rockies were definitely the highlight of the flight for me. Bottom line is, since that in-flight entertainment was inoperative, don't rely on it. The seat was a 7 out of 10. The legroom was great. It was thin, but not to the extent where it hurt to sit. I thought the inoperative universal power outlet was getting in the way of the area of the pitch as I stretched out and lifted my legs up, but as we all know by now, the probability of getting this outlet isn't very great, so the overall rating of this flight is going to be a 6 out of 10. After getting around a good amount of unstable air, and even lightning at one point, we safely made it down and taxied to the stands at Edmonton. Also, something worth mentioning was that I did some additional research, and 3A was the same rank as 4A in terms of being a regular economy legroom seat, so the working power outlets possibly weren't even a premium thing, and it's very possible that I just had bad luck in my row and the rows behind mine were getting it working fine. They're also not standard on Flair, so it's also very possible that they simply did not remove them from the former lot cabin. Alright, I'm probably just overthinking this, but just know that Flair doesn't normally have the in-seat power, so don't depend on it. Here's a very warm welcome to Edmonton. My final thoughts on Flair, it wasn't bad for what it was. To be completely honest, I'm not quite over that $50 for getting my backpack here as a carry-on. Just a backpack. If it's a duffel bag or a larger suitcase, sure, I get. But a backpack, that's a little bit overkill. But at the end of the day, $90 for a seat that nice and so close to the front. Well, I wouldn't really say that nice. It was a firm seat, but it was close to the front and I had the engine and I had my own row. And $94 for that really isn't that bad for a no-frills airline. It was a cool plane, beautiful 737 MAX, beautiful flight, beautiful scenery overall. But with that said, I have about 5 more hours here, so I'm going to chill in those chairs behind me. So I'll see you guys next time for the next airline. Bye for now.